If it hurts, you ain't afraid to go get you, know it up, put on more steam. Protect our kickers, our quarterback, our lead, our ball game. All obstacles, block, cut, sides, two games after this win in. Press you again, here for the first minute. Carry everybody, you never 6 minutes.
I mean, Peyton Manning said it best year one when we got here. He looked at Coach Heupel and he goes, man, you know, if the Colts lose, you know, I'm all right. If the Broncos lose, I'm good. He goes, but if the Vols lose on Saturday, it hurts my soul. And there's a lot of other people. There's 103,000 people every Saturday who will say the same thing, and there's probably 1 million more watching at home. So it's important here, and those guys feel that.
Doesn't have to be perfect, ain't gonna be perfect. We go compete for 60 freaking minutes. All right, enjoy the opportunity, enjoy the environment, and then go play our butts off, play for one another, and have a hell of a lot of fun. Everybody got me? Yes, all right.
Just making sure that the little things are taken care of, like getting our cleats in the dirt and just playing.
What we have to do is make sure that we got our cleats in the ground before the ball is snapped. I think that's the key to the game, and make sure that
just get our cleats in the ground, execute calls, the urgency of communicating and getting lined up.
Yeah, you got to get your cleats in the ground and you got to go play.
Oh my God, we should leave it at that.
Okay.
We should close with that. That is the mind blower of mind blowers.
Good.
It's here it's Tennessee, so we're gonna get the best guys here. That's just every year. Every time we're out there, it's competition. Nobody has a spot, nobody is comfortable. We're all working. Do you remember when we fell in love? I remember, don't worry. Do you remember? I remember how it all began. How could I ever forget? It's the first time. Do you remember? I can feel it before. I can feel it again. I can feel it coming in the air now. I can feel it in hands. I can feel it in joy. I can feel it coming in the air now. Oh, we fell in love. You remember how could I ever forget? You remember oh, we fell in love.
Welcome to the Talkin VAWLS Network. My name is Boogie Bentley.
And I'm Coach Jay.
Coach Jay, my man, it's been a minute. I feel like we haven't spoken. I feel like you've been all over the country and world. What's going on, man?
Happy to be back, man. Happy to talk some Vols football. And yeah, I've been all over the place. Chicago, Orlando, Mexico, you name it. Had a good time, though. A lot of fun running around and seen some good kids play some ball.
I started to say some of that was fun and some of it was work. But when you are blessed the way that you and I are, and you get to do what you love, it's all fun. Like, it's all vacation. Talk a little bit about it. I know you went out of the country with the wife. You guys, even still, you go out of the country with the wife. I don't know if it was just vacation, anniversary, whatever the case may be. Mm-hmm. You still popped in for the Van Calling show. What are you doing with your life, Coach Jay?
You got to stay dedicated. Yeah, I'm sure Miss J was snickering a little in the back, but you got to talk your Vols football, man. It was spring game, man. You only get one spring game a year, so definitely sad I didn't get to break it down a little more. But yeah, those spring games, we always make too much out of them, right? We're always starved for football. We're always itching for any little tidbit of information on the team, and it's certainly fun to get a little bit of that, no matter how vanilla they may have looked that day.
So outside of sneaking on Talkin VAWLS while you're on vacation, you mentioned Chicago. Where else? Orlando. Also?
Orlando. Yep.
So
yep,
what does that look like when you as a coach go work a camp? Like what are you doing? What's the process? Is it like a week-long deal? Like what's going on when you take part in those?
Yeah. So usually, you get there a little bit earlier than the players, and you'll, a lot of times, sometimes you go with your coaching staff. Sometimes you're a piece of many different coaches that are there. Sometimes all positions. Sometimes only a certain position or a mix of positions. But that first day is just kind of working with other coaches in the field, getting to know them, what they're about, what they do. And then, of course, bringing the kids in, teaching them some skills, teaching them some new concepts, maybe giving them a different look at things than they're used to seeing in their home state, home coaches, and just trying to maximize what they're learning. I had someone in the chat ask me the other night, forgive me, I can't recall who it was. They were saying their kid is going to go to a camp perhaps, and what I thought of it, and always send them to as many camps as you can, man. Let them learn. So many kids get to go on and play college or go on and play pro, but those experiences certainly stick with those kids. And I know it's a valuable learning experience on many levels. And a lot of those relationships are forged with kids across country that will later play with each other as well. And I wish I could divulge a little bit about a couple players I got to see. One, Vol, and unfortunately, guys, maybe I'll talk to Boogie a little bit about it in the green room after. But definitely got to see a Vol that I believe will be a Vol. So that was good news, and I don't want to mess with that young man's timeline. He's a good kid.
Sure, yeah, you can put it in my ear, and then I can leak things out as I see fit.
There you go. There you
kind
go.
of point people in the right direction. Guys, come on in, smash the thumbs up. We appreciate you being here. Share this thing out. Let people know we're live. I always love these. The film breakdown, live film breakdown. Look, we took a little vacation because of everything we've been talking about for the last 5 minutes. Coach Shay's been busy. I'd gotten sick. We skipped a week, and then I said, hey, we can do whatever we want. Let's take some time off. We'll regroup. We'll come back. Tonight, we're going to be talking about the 3 young freshman defensive backs, Christian Conyer, Jordan Matthews, Ricky Gibson, all 3 big wins on the recruiting trail. We're going to get into it. We're going to break down the film. Probably going to be a long night. It's going to be a long live stream. Hang with us. Again, hit the thumbs up, share out the link. Let's see who's hanging out with us tonight. We got Tyler Pollock in the house, bright and early. Appreciate you hanging out. He says he's excited about this young DB room. We got Noah James here as well. Matt Zimmerman is in the house. Says smash the thumbs up, smash that like button. Matt Dumit is here. What's up, Matt? Crawdad Watson is in the house. Angry Titan is here as well. Guys, appreciate you hanging out with us. BFL Willie is here. Let's see. We got Seth the 4 for $5. Appreciate that super chat. Seth says, boom, boom, film room entry fee. We love it, Seth. Thank you for the super chat, buddy. Seth's here all the time. We had a good time, man. Monday night, NCAA stream. Gets late, things get crazy, and everybody thought I was going off the air. I put the link in the chat and said, whoever wants to come on and talk can come on and talk. So me and Seth sat down and had a fun conversation. Fallout Zone is here. What's up, my friend? Good to see you in the chat. Tip Jackson is here. Toby Gilliland is here. All right, guys, come on in. Crystal is here. Who else? Did I miss anybody? I don't think I missed anybody. Joey Carroll. Joey's always here. Joey's on every video telling people to hit the thumbs up. I appreciate that, Joey. Let's get into it. Let's talk about it. Let's start just recruiting in general. I want to go back, share up the screen, take a look at Tennessee, the class of 2023, because a lot of people, man, and we've talked about this on here before, a lot of people said, oh, that class very heavily leaning towards the offense, and I completely disagree. And I know it's because you're headlined by Nico. Everybody says, oh, offense, 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 but you got David Hobbs, who I think on 3 has a 5-star defensive lineman. Caleb Herring, defensive lineman. Arian Carter, we've done a film breakdown on him. You got some good offensive weapons in there as well. But then you get down here to the defensive backs. Good linebackers in this class too. Secondary, I mean, all 3 levels on the defense for me. But Jordan Matthews, Ricky Gibson, and then Christian Conyer a little bit further down. But the thing about Conyer, even though he's listed as a 3-star prospect right there, one of the top-ranked players out of Kentucky last year. What do you think top to bottom of the class of 23?
I think it's a great class. I'm really excited about this class. I thought it was a balanced class, Boogie, but balanced the way it needed to be. A little bit more on the defensive side of the ball, heavy in the DBs, but I don't think you'll get any volunteer fan to argue about taking as many DBs as possible after the last couple of years. Obviously, we've taken a look at a couple of these linebackers already on the film breakdown. Go check that out. We still owe you one on Smith. I'm sure we'll get to that over time, but just a lot to be excited about from Hobbs to Arian Carter to these DBs. Nico, of course. Nathan Laycock, I think, is going to be great. Cam Seldon flashed what he can do, and I think everyone sees how dangerous Cam Seldon and Nico are going to be together. They're going to be a problem for people, no doubt about it. And we will not have a shortage of wide receiver talent as long as Josh Heupel is at the helm in Tennessee. And man, I just get geeked up when I think about where this program is, where I think about this program came from, and what we could be. It's just a great time to be a Tennessee Vol.
Yeah, I try not to let the battered Vols syndrome creep in. But when I look at this class of 23, there's some dudes in this class. And, talking about Cam Seldon making plays in the spring game. Christian Conyer, the interception that Cam Miller ended up hauling in, Cam Miller, who is now in the transfer portal. But that play was created by Christian Conyer. And I said going into the spring game, I don't want to see – Joe Milton make a mistake, Nico make a mistake, Gaston Moore make a mistake. I want to see defensive players making plays. Christian Conyer made a play, and that led to an interception. And I think that's what we're seeing with guys like Cam Seldon. And you don't take so much away from it. Like you said, a little bit earlier, like sometimes we get too fired up about the spring game, but be educated and know what you're looking at. If you're looking at a guy that's been in the program for 4 years and he's a walk-on and he's making plays against the threes, don't get too excited. But if you see these young freshmen playing against the twos, it's something to get excited about. So we're going to break down the film tonight. Christian Conyer, Jordan Matthews, Ricky Gibson, Wayne Starnes in the house. What's up, Wayne? Dropping that $5 entry fee. Appreciate that super chat. Y'all keeping the lights on around here. Something else that keeps the lights on around here, and that is memberships. And I don't know what happened today. The only video I put out today was I showed every throw and run from Joe Milton in the spring game. That's it. That's all I put out. There wasn't a lot of news, and then I put that out, and now I've got tons of stuff to talk about tomorrow. So videos coming your way tomorrow. But I don't know what happened today. Several people, a lot of people rejoined the channel. Steve Swartz joined the channel. Blake Dunham renewed his emoji access. Henry Mendenhall renewed his membership. Jason Eagleson renewed his Talkin VAWLS Elite status. Justin Sanday renewed at Talkin VAWLS Elite. Jackie Wiseman renewed their membership. So I don't know. I have no idea what happened today, but I appreciate you guys renewing those memberships. A lot of people don't realize sometimes they expire. They think, Boogie, where's my Power T? Where's my custom Talkin VAWLS emojis? Make sure you guys keep those up to date. I would greatly appreciate it. Now let's jump in. The Edge Dude says, I never left. That's what I'm talking about. That type of dedication from the Edge Dude is what we need going on around here on the Talkin VAWLS Network. Let's jump into some film breakdown. We're going to start with Christian Conyer. I've got his profile on the screen there. 3-star prospect coming out in the class of 23 out of Bowling Green, Kentucky, 6'1", 170 pounds. You go look at his recruiting. This is why I warn you guys. Hey, on three doesn't always it is a guide. It is a guide. It tells you where things are at. But if you're just looking at the recruiting prediction machine and you're not subscribed to VolQuest, you're not subscribed to 247 Sports and all these insider recruiting, or you can just be subscribed to the Talkin VAWLS Network for free, and I'm going to feed you that information. That's where you can get it for free. But have your finger on the pulse. But what I like about Christian Conyer and this win, Coach Jay, on the recruiting trail is Rivals.com has him ranked as the top player out of the state of Kentucky. If you can cherry pick Kentucky, Georgia, Alabama, all the surrounding states, South Carolina, and now Josh Heupel's building some good relationships in Missouri and in the Midwest. You go cherry pick talent. That's how you build dominant recruiting classes.
Absolutely. They've been selective. They've gone after guys that they like. They've trusted their evaluations, and so far so good. Have we missed on a couple couple big guys because they weren't at the position we were offering it back to, maybe, and someone else had a couple casino chips for $5 million to throw someone. Yeah, we've missed on a couple of those guys, and we will miss on a couple of those guys. It's about optimizing that class and paying them to play the positions you need the most: your edge, your offensive line, your quarterback, and kind of trust your evaluations and your coaching and your scheme in the positions where you're not spending not no money, but let's say at much as I can't talk. I got to get back in the flow, Boogie.
I know it's my fault. It's my fault.
It's as much money. But when you can take someone out of the state of Kentucky, number one player, or a top guy in North Carolina, a top guy in Atlanta, a top 5 guy in Georgia, or top 5 guy in Bama, top 10 guy in Florida here, you're doing really good. Back in the day when we were crushing recruiting, that's what we were doing, right? We were going in and getting who we wanted with our evaluations. So we will let that commence, and let's put another winning season together and keep getting more of those kids, right? I think we can end up with the top 5 class this year. It's going to be tight, but I think we can do it.
The potential's there, and it goes back to what AP said when he was on the show. How many of those guys can you land? You're fishing in a bigger pond, but that's I can take you out here on the bank and we can fish for bluegill. And we can catch 60 of them, or we can go out here and try to bass fish, and we may catch 2 or 3. They're fishing in a bigger pond. We'll see how many they land. I'm with you, Coach J. I think they can land a top 5 class. Joey Carroll in the chat. I see it on my phone here. A member chat for 24 months says 2 years of great times. That's 2 years of support. I appreciate that, Joey Carroll. Thank you for the support, buddy. Awesome. One of my favorite stories about Christian Conyer, as we get ready to jump into the film here, is during his recruitment, when he visited Kentucky, he flashed the ball sign, and I trolled Kentucky's fan base so hard. I made a video on it that Christian Conyer trolled Kentucky's fan base. They weren't having it. They weren't happy. So much to say, Boogie, I think that means something that you don't know what it means. And yeah, I know where you're coming from. I know what you're saying. But Christian Conyer trolled their entire fan base, and I was here for it. I loved it. I enjoyed it. Let's jump into it. Christian Conyer, 3-star defensive back, play number 1. He's circled on the screen. What do we got here, Coach Jay?
Well, we got deuces, shotgun, single back set. We got 1 high safety up top. Obviously, Christian at the top of the screen with a circle around him. Playing a little bit of press coverage, and Christian's very comfortable in press coverage. I think you're going to see today that all 3 of these guys are really comfortable in press coverage, which is something I feel like has been lacking in Tennessee secondary over the last few years. Obviously, everyone's heard the complaints about too much cushion given to wide receivers on opposing teams. Well, that cushion might be given because we are not comfortable in press coverage, and coaches are trying to keep the offensive wide receivers in front of them. But right here we see Christian over the X, and when Boogie runs this play, what we're looking at here is the wide receiver is going to fake the slant, and then he's going to release on just like a simple fly route, 9 route, go route, whatever you want to call it. Boogie, why don't you go ahead and give us a little bit till after he fakes that slant and then starts on his go route and see what we're looking at. Give me a little freeze right there. All right, pops, just good hips right there. As you can see, he flowed with them inside, but he didn't commit inside, and he kept his hips honest. And when he's opened up, he opens up deeper than the wide receiver is, which is great, right? Because when you open up, you're going to lose a step. The wide receiver is going to get a step on you, and you're going to pass. But you can go ahead and let it run here. Just kind of a simple play of how honest those hips are. Stays with them, catches the ball, picks the ball. These are the kind of things that look simple. I can tell you right now, as a high school D coordinator, the slant is a very dangerous weapon in high school football. It is hard for high school defenders to defend, and a lot of lesser cornerbacks would have bit on that slant right there and gotten beaten deep. And when Christian was able to get in position, we could see that he took advantage of a little bit of a lackluster arm from the quarterback and got the pick. But nice, patient, good hips out of Christian on that play. Moving right along, all Volunteer fans recognize this. Deuce's stack right here. So we got wide receivers, one stacked on top of the other. The X stacked on top of the S, and then the Y stacked in front of the Z conversely there. On this play, Christian's got outside leverage. So he's looking to use that sideline as an ally on any pass plays, any slip screens. And then, of course, on a run play, he wants to squeeze inside. What we're going to get here is the running back busting a run, A gap to B gap on the opposite side of Christian. And this is a play I just love. Like, as soon as I see a play like this out of a high school player, man, I get excited because go ahead and play it, Boogie, and we'll talk about it. He just doesn't give up right here. He is beat. He's got no business on this. This is 6. This is a house call, right? And, Christian's not going to allow it to happen. He darn near gets the fumble on the tear out after the play and saves a touchdown. And, do I know the circumstances of this? No, it was first down. Could have been in the fourth quarter. Could have been the last drive right between halftime. But, you hold that team to 3 right there. That certainly could be the 3 to 4 points that makes a difference in a game. And I just like to see the hustle. We need players who hustle, don't quit, and play hard every play.
When we do these film breakdowns, and when you watch film, like anytime you go and you watch kids' highlight video, and people get impressed, they're like, "Man, this kid's film is great. What they're doing, man, just look at the plays they make." That's the type of play, like you said, when I turn it on, that draws me in because that's. You talk about wide receivers and blocking. We don't see enough of that in their highlights, right? And that shows a coach, hey, there's a little something else. And I know the tape that they send Josh Heupel is probably different than the tape that we're watching here on Huddle. Sure. A little different view, a little different angle, but still, you can't, you don't teach that. You can't teach hustle. That's so yeah, I'm with you on that. I dig that play, guys. We got about 73 people watching live right now. Help us out, smash the thumbs up, share this thing out. It's a tough time of year. It's May. Nobody wants to talk about football, but look, we're going to talk about football every single day of the year. So make sure you share it out. We would appreciate that support. Let's jump back in. Try to bounce around here. Here we go.
Yeah. It looks like we're frozen on that tackle.
Let me go back. 48. Okay. 48. We got 48 here.
48. Hey, I wanted to, all 3 of these DBs that we're going to be looking at today, I gave you a special teams play in each one of them, right? Good way to break onto the field when you're a young freshman is in special teams. Certainly, we've seen that in the past, and certainly it helps develop them, get them on the field, maybe a little less likely to join that transfer portal. And hey, I've coached many of special teams in my day. I love special teams. Those are the tough guys only on those special team squads, and I'm here for it. Here we got a little bit of a pooch on a kick, and also what this return is going to demonstrate, just patience in the hips. Once again, on the first play, you need elite level hips when you play cornerback in college and in pro football. And Christian Conyer's got elite hips, elite athleticism, 6'2", rangy kid. Let's watch him with the ball a little bit for a rangy athletic kid. Pops outside, slips in between, makes one guy miss, pops through the second gap. Yeah, horses over him. And I don't know why they didn't give us the touchdown, but certainly unless a blade of grass tripped him on the yard line, he was off to the races. Just elite hips from Christian Conyer, and exciting looking kid. Absolutely exciting looking kid. Moving on here, we got to keep it flowing. We got 3 of them today. We got trips to the wide side of the field. The back's gonna pop over, motion over, and reset. Christian's gonna be the top side cornerback all the way the wide side of the field. just like the other play where the kid faked the slant and went deep. Here we're going to get the slant. And go ahead and give me maybe a second or two of it, Boogie, and see what we get. Just a second. There we go. As we saw, the inside, the Y slot receiver is running that middle linebacker off in the middle of the field. The outside wide receiver is switched and is going on a seam route, also to run them out. Christian's going to follow that slant inside, and we see him right here just putting a hand on the numbers here. He's going to go ahead and slide that down to the hip just to make sure he doesn't get a holding call. And just like a good defensive tackle, defensive end, we want to ride that hip just like we would a pulling guard when we're a linebacker or a D tackle, riding the hip of a pulling guard. Same thing with cornerback right here. You want to pop in, ride that outside hip, and as soon as that ball comes out, you want to dive to the inside of that inside shoulder and see if you can't poke the ball out. And in a perfect situation, run underneath it and pick it. Let's go ahead and see what we got out of Christian on it, though. Just a nice swat down. Once again, guys, that slant is hard to defend. That's a switch concept, probably with an option off of the switch right there. I'm not sure the exact play call. Something like a triple gun Z spot or something like that, but certainly a nifty little play that works at the high school level often.
What I like is seeing the pass breakups, and that's something we talked about in the orange and white game. Very similar. I think it was a slant that he same type of deal, ride that hip, and then he broke inside, couldn't get there and make the pick, but he got his hand on it. And that's something I talk about when Gabe Judy Lolly's coming in as a transfer. That's something he did very well at BYU is break up passes, and that's something that this secondary struggled with. We see a lot of passes defended. That just means you're in the area. That means nothing to me. Pass defended means nothing. Pass breakup is what I'm looking for in a guy like Christian Conyer.
Yeah, absolutely. And, hey, those little slants, when do you see those? 80% of the time it's what, 3rd and 5, 3rd and 6, you're ending a drive. Yeah, that's when you need those. And the patience he showed on the first play, the deep route, was great because they'll lull you to sleep with those slants. Certainly Hype does. Certainly Joe Milton will be doing that this year. He loves to throw the middle of the field, but gosh dang it, we know he's going to be throwing over top quite a bit too off of that slant. And Hype likes those switch routes from the wide receiver, those option switch routes. So we'll be seeing that a lot. It's good too because we can give our cornerbacks a really honest, good look in practice at what those switches look like. And I'm excited. I really am excited about what we got going there. Yeah.
I like the physicality too. You're talking about get your hand on the hip, drop it to the hip so you don't get flagged. I like the physicality. Shamar Arnu, the kid, the 4-star corner that just committed in the class of 25. I saw a 7-on-7 video of him. No, it was 1-on-1s. It was a camp somewhere, and it was 1-on-1s. He is a physical dude. He's got it pulled up, 6'1", 170. That's a stretch. He's probably like 155. He's a small dude, but he's physical, man. The way he uses his hands, like when the ball snaps, boom, immediately contact, punches you immediately. And then you try to get off, and he's fighting. It's hand fighting. And it excites me, man, because it's something you mentioned earlier talking about press coverage, how that's something that Tennessee's not had lately. And I see that in these young defensive backs, and I see it in Shamar Arnu, a guy that's committed in the class of 25. And I know that's a long way away. That dude's a ball. That dude is committed, and he loves Tennessee. We got a very generous super chat here from Bleed Orange 31 for $50. $50 is not cheap. A lot of you guys come in here, you're cheapskates. You don't pay the entry fees. Only Wayne and Seth that pay the entry fee. Bleed Orange, paying your all's cover charge here. Appreciate that. Let's play the clip.
Money isn't everything. It's the only thing. And everyone has a price for the $1 million man.
Appreciate that, Bleed Orange. That's very generous, man. $50 is not cheap. What up?
That ain't cheap.
For the Boom Boom Room and the call. I don't know what this. I know what GBO means, but GBMFO. I'm not familiar with that. But we're going to say go big orange. Thank you, Bleed Orange. That is very generous. You knocked Seth right off the pedestal. And I'll go in here real quick and update the leaderboard because I want you to be recognized for that very generous super chat. We appreciate that, brother. Thank you for the support. Bleed Orange says, every time I super chat, I have a typo. I meant to say the rest. That's okay. Hey, it would be talking balls if I didn't botch a saying or something. So it's all good, man. It's all good. Thank you for the super chat. Very, very generous. Am I on the right timestamp here? Let's see. Minute 30. Yes. We got 2 more plays for Christian Conyer. Then we're going to jump into Jordan Matthews and then Ricky Gibson as well. 2 big wins on the recruiting trail. So stick around, hang out, share the link, all that good stuff. So, Shay, what do we got, buddy?
Yeah, well, we got a little bit tighter of a formation than we've seen on the last couple plays. That's for sure. What do we got here? We got like a tight flex bone, double wing, let's call it. Christian's up top, out on an island. You know, they're really comfortable with Christian out on the island. He's given a little more space here. He's not quite an outside leverage, more playing him straight up, honest coverage here. Safeties are up tight. And what we're going to get is, if you see the wing man on the bottom of the screen, I think his number is like 40 or 44, if I recall from watching this play. We're going to get the old buck sweep out of the double wing. I love some of these old time Army, Navy, bang, bang, flex bone, double wing, action, option off this play. And what we're going to get, and Boogie, you can let the wide receiver run out, I don't know, maybe 5-10 feet when I tell you to, yeah, there, you can let it go. They're going to run that buck sweep. He's going to come out like a go and begin the block, right? Gets his hands inside, and Christian's going to get held pretty solid here. 44 is going to hit that inside seam. We see a nice, huge gap in the middle of the field with really only the linebacker and the offside safety in the zone. 44 is going to bust it to the outside. And if we look right here at Christian, that top side cornerback, he's trying to peel off of this wide receiver right now. But he's getting held pretty good. And he just shows his strength, his athleticism in getting off of this hold. And certainly being on an island, if he doesn't, it's 6 points. Looks like a nice big game too, huh? Nice full stands over there, and Friday Night Lights and all their glory. Let's go ahead and watch him peel off this hold, not get the holding call, yanks
Good
away.
Lord! Oh my gosh!
How some coaches awfully pissed off that a flag is not on the field at that moment in time. But hey, you know, you're being held. No excuses. Make a play, right? You're going to get held in college football. Newsflash, there's holding on every play, almost at the high school, college, pro level, but never at the Pop Warner level. They don't hold at the Pop Warner level, guys.
No, never.
Nah, never. But just a great job getting off right there. And I thought it kind of deserved a little bit of a spotlight there.
Seth said my mic's cutting in and out. Is it cutting out for you, Jay?
It got a little like sounded like you were talking like you were locked in a mason jar or something for a second, but it's cleared up on my side.
Okay.
I don't know if it has on theirs.
I don't know what the deal is with that. Let me give a shout out to Big Vol Daddy in the house, renewing his membership. Appreciate that, brother. Me, Big Vol Daddy, and Sports Talk Jay. Got a little something cooking up for you guys. So hope to give you guys an announcement soon. Big Ball Daddy's got some stuff going on. Once he gets through that, we'll be good to go. One more play to go here. What do we see, Coach Jay?
Yeah. So for the first time, we see Christian not really in the cornerback position. I don't know if you want to call that a rover or a star or heck, even a free safety. It's kind of a discombobulated look against split backs out of shotgun formation. Aces to the outside. Go ahead and run me a second or two of these, Boogie. Just like 2 seconds, literally. All right, so we got a straight power. We see the linebacker get kicked out. I don't know if you guys can see it, but in the A gap inside of him, and there you just cross it. But you'll see the linebacker on this play. inside of Christian in the A gap, get blown out by about 5-10 feet by the guard on the left side. The end is kicked out his man, or the end has gotten kicked out, excuse me. Christian's on an island here. They're in tight. Running back has a hole through him. It can be a really hard play for a cornerback or a safety or anyone who's ever played football at any level can tell you open field tackles are difficult, guys. And I think Christian here, if I'm nitpicking him, could attack this a little better, but he gets square and makes a high IQ play and keeps his hips honest once again. And it's only him between the end zone and this back. And whenever you can get a safety or a corner saving a touchdown, they're doing their job. Plain and simple, guys. Let's go ahead and take a look at it and maybe watch it real quickly one last time before we move on here. Just cut some smart play, just high IQ stuff. And listen, when we do these, we have a condensed amount of time. I try to show as many plays as possible and all the little high IQ stuff. Go back and watch these films. I know I always beg you guys to do it. There is a lot more good stuff out of Christian Conyer and an exciting kid to watch.
We're up to 86 people watching live. Guys, smash the thumbs up. We would appreciate it. Share out the link. We got Jordan Matthews, Ricky Gibson still to come. Always a good night jumping on here, hanging out with Coach Jay, breaking down a little film, listening to him give his inside information. Always a good time. We appreciate Coach Jay giving us that time. Guys, you can come hang out with me every single Monday night, 6:30 p.m. Eastern time, trying to figure out what type of content you guys want in the off season. Going to continue to drop videos every single day, bring you as many live streams as we can. We're getting back to the film breakdown series. Those videos are going to be coming back on Sundays, not this coming Sunday. Anytime we give you a live stream, we take that Sunday off. So Sunday after next, we're going to get back to every single week. That is the goal, is to get a new film breakdown video uploaded for you guys on Sunday. Let's jump in and let's talk a little bit about Jordan Matthews. That's the next guy coming. 4-star prospect, 6'1", 175. You can see there, top 10 player in Louisiana, top 16 corner in the country. But what I like to do is go down here and look. Son of former LSU and NFL Europe linebacker Rashawn Matthews. So right out of the gate, this kid's dad played for LSU. Imagine having a son and he's getting recruited and you played at LSU. Who do you think has the lean there for that recruitment? But then you go and you look at the On3 recruiting prediction machine. Everybody thought Jordan Matthews was going to Texas. And all I can say is just another big win, Coach Jay, on the recruiting trail. People want to talk about Josh Heupel can't recruit. I think he's already proven he can recruit. And I'm excited. We talked a little bit about this earlier. When Tim Banks and Willie Martinez get some legitimate dudes on the back end, I think you got to be patient. And I know that's hard coming off an 11-win season to say, hey, we got to be patient. We got to be patient. But they're starting to recruit some legitimate dudes on the back end. And I know a lot of people, Willie Martinez is a hot topic. People either get pissed or they say, oh, he's fine. He's fine. But yeah, I think big recruiting win. Jordan Matthews, Ricky Gibson, Christian Conyer, all three.
Yeah, Jordan Matthews, I'm super excited about him. And hey, look, the state of Louisiana has a brilliant track record at producing high-level DBs, and Jordan's got all the tools, guys. It's going to be a common theme throughout the night. Good hips, fast, really, really fast. Jordan's a track kid, can make very athletic adjustments on the fly. Good typewriter type feet, really moves well and plays well. And man, I'm excited about this kid. It's hard to pick between the three, and I'll be anxious to hear y'all's opinion after we're done here about who your favorite is. But getting started here with Jordan, we got an offset pistol, wing formation, aces, 3rd and 5. Jordan's going to be at the bottom of our screen. You got 2 high safeties. Yeah, they're playing semi-tight, probably because of the field. Wide receiver, starts on a go route, presses Jordan down the field. Go ahead and give me 3 seconds of it, Boogie.
I was kind of seeing if they circled him. Is this another one that you had to work?
Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. It's
another one of those where you got to work your tail off. All right, here we go.
Yeah, you got it. So,
right
here. Yeah, there you go. He's opened those hips nicely. Very open hips. He's anticipating the deep route. The in route is being walled off by the safety. So he's showing high IQ, knowing where his teammates are, trusting his teammates, knowing that he can open his hips and be a little more aggressive against that go route, that fly route, that 9 route, and opens those hips up. Now it's a bait because he's going to run a deep post behind it. And when Boogie plays this, if you guys can catch it, Jordan adjusts his angle when the ball is released. And just like a really good center fielder in baseball who picks up the ball quickly, Jordan has that ability. And man, it's something you almost can't teach. Let's go ahead and take a look at that and see if you can catch him adjusting his angle when this ball gets thrown in the air. Absolutely great. Just changes his angle out because he knows it's going to come in a little hot, a little high. I know my picture's probably in the way a little bit when he does, but changes that angle out, gets the bat down. That deep post that was a nasty play right there. That receiver's got some wheels and got up pretty good too. Nice, good diamond get up. Nicely done. Done, Jordan Matthews.
Pass breakup, right?
Yeah.
Not a pass defended. Dude's making plays. That is something we don't see a lot as Tennessee fans. The Edge Dude for 5. Thank you for super chat. Does that cover the entry? Will be a good year to be a DB in the SEC for our Vols, since the best QB most experienced will be Rattler and LSU. Agree. Well, first of all, the Edge Dude, you don't have to pay anything. You can come in, hang out, hit the thumbs up. That's free. You don't have to do anything. But some of these guys in the chat created a gag. You said you got to pay an entry fee to come hang out with Boogie. But I do appreciate every single tip in the tip jar. So thank you, Edge Dude, for the 5. What do you think about this, Coach Jay? Best quarterback with the most experience, Rattler and the LSU quarterback. I think I would probably agree. And why am I having brain fade with I can't remember the LSU quarterback's what's his name?
The kid from Arizona.
Why am I struggling?
Remembering too now. He's really skinny, lanky. Oh gosh, I'm
googling it. Jaden Daniels. Jaden Daniels. Good Lord have mercy. Dude, he scared me last year, and Tennessee went and beat the brakes off of him. But I think probably, look, Florida's got quarterback issues. Alabama has quarterback issues. Georgia, they got a bunch of talent in that quarterback room, but I don't think they know who their guy is. I think Tennessee's got the best quarterback room in the SEC with Joe Milton and Nico. If Taven Jackson had stayed, it wouldn't even be close. Would not even be close. But what are your thoughts on that? Best quarterback room is Rattler and Daniels the most experienced guys?
I mean, just as straight out starters, maybe. I think that Arkansas quarterback's back too, right?
Yeah.
I might put him in that. I think before he was injured, he was more consistent than those other two. Those other two can be really hit and miss. Daniels kind of cleaned that up towards the end of the year, but I don't know if he ever really let the ball go the way he did when he was at Arizona. His 25 to 45 yard passes suffered, and LSU is the type of team that's really good at taking the top off, right? They always got real big, fast, speedy wide receivers and can take the top off. And Rattler, a little bit of the same to me, just a little bit of consistency issues. If they can keep it consistent, they've certainly got all the tools to be right there at the top of the SEC.
And of course, we got the absolute best of the best from Spencer Rattler last year. So no surprise.
Oh yeah, an amazing game out of him, right? So,
but you got to look at Daniels too. Tennessee doesn't have to play LSU, so it doesn't matter. The only chance they would have to play LSU would be in Atlanta. So it doesn't matter how good. I would kind of like him to go beat Alabama. Like, why not? I'm perfectly fine with that. Perfectly content with that. But if you talk about the SEC East, I don't know that any quarterback room really scares me. I mean, you can talk about Spencer Rattler. I preach that to death last year that he scared me going to South Carolina. I was proven right. I wish I would have been proven wrong. And I think I'm taking the opposite. I'm going on the flip side this year. I think Tennessee plays that game pissed off, and Spencer Rattler and South Carolina have no chance. No chance. You guys y'all are going to laugh because we're going to go into that game and the chat's going to be scared, and I'm going to be coming from the opposite. It's going to be the opposite argument of last year.
Yeah. Hey, look, Coach Jay is undefeated when he attends games at Neyland Stadium. And I will be in the house for the South Carolina game, so we'll be ready to go.
Speaking of, I know we talked about getting together, like not for the game day, but sometime while y'all are in town. My wife's like, if you're going to meet Coach Jay and his wife, I feel like that's a spouse date. I'm going with you. And I was like, yeah. I was like, 100%. The four of us can get together, go eat some dinner somewhere.
There you go.
Mrs. Boogie is invited to that. So,
all right. We'll take
fun.
it. We will take it. And so, oh man, they talking about Levis and in the chat. They're not going to let that one go for a while, Boogie.
What do you want to talk about? You want to extend?
We don't got to talk about it. I'm just saying.
Okay, we can go right back to the film.
We'll talk about it maybe if we got time at the end. Let's see how this goes.
We're on 32 seconds.
32 seconds. One of these awesome angles that we love when we're breaking down film. Obviously, Matthews is the kid with a bunch of arrows around him. Left side of the screen, got ace formation, press coverage once again. And Boogie touched on it earlier. Batting down the football is going to be a common theme of these breakdowns today. He keyed up to that pretty quick. So well done there. And we do not talk about these before we do them, guys. I shoot them some timestamps and we go on the fly from there. But press coverage, ace formation, kid's gonna kind of break slow to the slant and then try to pull through it. Jordan, good typewriter feet right here. Doesn't stand up, doesn't necessarily try to jam him at the line. Patience, just like Christian Conyer. Nice patience, keeps those feet moving and lets the wide receiver take him where we're going to go. Let's watch a second or two of that, Boogie. Just nice little typewriter, little patience, not panicking. Pushes him when he breaks. Just says hi to him. Knock him off his pedestal a little. You don't want that wide receiver getting that crane kick off that Mr. Miyagi taught him on the post, right? You want to knock him off that post, not let him get on it. Now, he could be in his hip just a little bit tighter like Christian here, but Jordan's got elite closing speed. I think he felt like he had a little bit of wall off help from number 25, the inside linebacker on the play. But he fits really nicely. We can go ahead and watch the rest of this and watch a nice little athletic dive over by Jordan Matthews here. Another bat ball, dang near batted it to that safety. If you catch that again, which is shows he had a nice punch on the ball to get that kind of pop out on there, get the tip drill going. You never get that tip drill going, you make a defensive coach happy, that's for sure. And here we come to a one of my special teams plays, and just speed, angle, IQ. I wish we would have picked up this play a little earlier, but they don't give it to us. And just great speed, great angle. Go ahead and let it run, Boogie. Not a lot here other than, you're blocking a PAT. You're keeping that, and think about it. That's a 20-12 game. So it's going to be a 2-score game when they make that PAT, right? Or is it the opposite? And I just don't know what I'm talking about. Yeah, I think it's the opposite. But
I think you're right.
Yeah, maybe I am right.
I mean, I think it would have been if they make that.
Yeah, you are right. Those are purple pants. Yeah. Yep. So, hey, you kept it within 1 score right there. And this looks like a big game, right? You get a time clock and all that. Looks like a nationally televised game, or at least a state or locally televised game. Nicely done. Changing the momentum. Offense walks out there, a little extra pep in their step. They know they don't got to score twice. Hey man, let's go get it. Let's go get the tie and and push these guys harder and get our doggies in the end zone, right? That's what's up.
And again, I don't guide anything. You kind of go where you want to go with these things. And I know you were talking about Monday night in the chat, asking if people wanted special teams plays. The key, the important part about that, showing these special teams plays, a lot of freshmen aren't going to contribute. And although, hold my beer. Let's see what happens with some of these young guys, these 3 young corners. What happens with Arian Carter? But typically, you want to see these guys contribute on special teams and then kind of take that next step as a sophomore when they really start to make some plays. So yeah, I like the narrative that you created here, showing a little bit of special teams. Here we go. Next play coming up, 118.
Yep, we got trips to the top side of your screen, 2 safeties up top. Jordan's going to be lined up over the X wide receiver at the bottom side of your screen. Same game, nationally televised game. Looks like it's earlier in the game here, 0-0. And what I want all you Titan fans to do on this play is I want you to envision that you're Ricky Gibson, and the guy who made the call to draft Will Levis is the X wide receiver, and just envision that's what it is. And let's just watch this play and laugh at the wide receiver. At the jam.
Oh, the physicality. The physicality.
He points and laughs at him too. That's the best part. Is he points and laughs at him.
Okay, I could watch this one all day.
Yeah, it's there's not a lot to it, but once again, just and that's off the ball. And hey, you're going to take a play off? No, you're not, right? I don't let you take plays off, so I'm going to point and laugh at you after I put you on.
Man, it's almost like what the heck just happened? Like what just happened?
Scrimmage play, love it. Coaches are on the field, running crazy gadget plays here. What do we got? Like pistol, deuces tight. Jordan's going to be the cornerback on the bottom side of your screen. The tight end is going to leak out and try to either kick him out or seal him out. Once again, elite level hips by Jordan. He's going to attack the outside shoulder of the defender. He knows he's got to squeeze this play. And Boogie, when you let this one run, try to freeze it at the 131 mark if you can. And then we'll watch it in full speed. But just going to slide right through, attack the outside shoulder of this tight end. And what they're running here is just a little belly run play, little belly 6 power run play to the pistol back. Go ahead and run to that 131 mark if you can. Coming downhill hot, beats them. You love those heads down right there, right? Broke down, got beat a little to the spot. I'd like to see his front leg a little more forward, knees splitting the guard, knees to nuts, if you will, for those who love the slogan. But butt down, butt down. Head could be up a little bit better and on the outside shoulder with the hat on the ball. But I love the breakdown. Hey, cornerbacks aren't always the best tacklers. How many times do you see a cornerback run up and try to shoulder blast somebody, especially a running back who's broken down like this running back? And what do? They blast him with their shoulder. Running back stands straight up and then keeps on running, and you look stupid. Well, when you break down like this, you don't look stupid. Go and watch in full speed and all the way through, because go ahead and give it to it the whole play, full speed. And you kind of see the violence of it when you can break down properly and burst out of that breakdown as well. And it just throws them down with a little bit of disrespect at the end. I definitely love the attitude from Ricky Jordan Matthews. Love the attitude. Definitely plays with an edge. Definitely a little bit nasty of a football player, and I want my defenses nasty.
Which is good, right? Like we talk about that all the time. You got to have that little bit of dog in you, but you got to be able to reel it in. Jeremy Banks did a good job of that this past year. You can't be over the top, but you look. Dion said it, and people got offended. People got mad when he talked about, hey, I want my defensive lineman, I want them to be have a single mom, live in the ghetto, and have no support. My quarterbacks, I want them to come from a rich family and be supported their whole life, high IQ. And so many people got pissed at Dion for that. Was he wrong?
No.
Was it borderline inappropriate? Maybe, but I don't think he was wrong.
No.
He said what we're all thinking.
Yeah, you want a little Ray Lewis in him. You want a little Alvin Mack in him from the program. You want him to be buying mom a new house when they get out of college. You want that fire in their belly. And I like them mean, just not so crazy and mean that they're not doing their job. And you don't want them reckless. You want controlled violence out of your defense. Controlled violence. Here we are working. Let's see here. What do we got? We got deuces. Yeah, that's all right. Yeah, thank you.
I don't know if you're talking inside baseball or outside. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, sometimes I don't. Yeah. We got deuces here. We got coaches riding on the screen to watch this, so we'll watch it.
That's like big dog status.
Big dog status. Woof woof. Boo Carter, you owe us a commitment, sir. But we'll get back to you, Boo. Yeah, we got deuces here. So go ahead and let just a second of this run, Boogie. He's going to run out stop. He's following the go route from the wide receiver at the very bottom of the screen, and they're running an underneath, just an out route, right, to that underneath guy breaking. And we see how out of position the inside linebacker is. He's a good, 5 yards away from him, 4 yards away from him to the outside. And Jordan has to honor that go route, right? He can't get beat to the outside. He's also got to honor the curl route. And I know we can't necessarily see him right here. I don't even think we could if we moved Boogie, but the quarterback has opened his shoulders. We know where he's going. The wide receiver hasn't quite gotten deep enough on that go route. And like I talked about, Jordan is a very intelligent player. When you let this one go, Boogie, just run it at full speed and enjoy the closing speed from Jordan Matthews. Enjoy the hit stick and beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Love it. If I'm nitpicking, he can get a little lower on his breakdowns, but you see how hard he blasts out of his breakdown to tackle. Just ass down, head up, wrap up, hat on the ball, drive through the defender. Beautiful, beautiful job, especially when the offense is optioning you. Just like you option an end when you're running speed option, guys. They are optioning Jordan Matthews on that play, and he's covering two people at once. Beautiful football.
Got one last play to take a look at here for Jordan Matthews. Then we're going to jump into Ricky Gibson.
Yeah.
Guys, make sure you smash the thumbs up. If you haven't shared it out, share it out. Just hit that share button. We would appreciate it. I love doing these film breakdowns. I think you guys dig them. This is the diehard audience. If you're not a member of the channel, do me a favor. Hit that join button down below. $1. $1 single dollar a month. You can become a member of the channel. We would appreciate that. Support gets us through the off season. Helps us pay the bills around here for the tough month of May. Dude, it's February and May. Everything else, icing on the cake. June's going to be fun. A lot of the official visits are going to take place in June. We're going to have a lot of commitments coming in July, so I look forward to covering all of that. But hit the join button. We would appreciate that support. One last play here for Jordan Matthews, Coach Jay. What do we got?
252? Is that where we're at? Something like that?
It is 252. Yes, 252.
Yeah, okay. So we have twins to the top side of the screen. We've got a wing. We got a big old Bubba in the wing, by the way. And we've got Jordan Matthews in press coverage. Once again, one safety up high. Go ahead and play it. 4 is going to start on this hard slant. It's going to be a decoy, though, and they're going to want to run a slip screen underneath it. And what I want you to do when Boogie runs the next 2 seconds off this play, I want you to watch Jordan's eyes right here. Just beautiful eyes. Not only is he taking a quick peek, but he's watching those offensive linemen. And when he sees the tackle come off of his combo block, right, where he's where he's blocking a D lineman and comboing off to the second level. Jordan dissects that. And not a lot of cornerbacks do that. That's a linebacker skill and a safety skill more than it is a quarterback skill. Just great field awareness, field generalship, practicing leadership at every level, which is what we want out of every defender, is to be a leader at every level. And go ahead and run 1 or 2 seconds run off this boogie. Let's watch him follow that slant, but look at his eyes, right? One check, tackle comes out. He knows he has to squeeze. The back is behind that tackle, slipping out for that screen. He knows he's got to squeeze it, so he's attacked the proper shoulder. He can also swim inside if he needs to, or dip and rip inside if he needs to. Now let's go ahead and watch it play, and then maybe watch it one more time really quick and just appreciate what he did. Nice stick again. Kid kind of fumbles out, but splits it, pops him. Falls off a little, falls out of bounds, not that big of a deal, but just a high IQ level play. And the more Jordan Matthews you watch, if you guys have time, very smart football player, very athletic, very fast, and it's becoming a common theme with these three.
John Watts for $20. $20 is not cheap. We appreciate that support. Buddy says, got to step out. Here is a little for the Save Boogie's House Fund. Thank you. Thank you, because without John and people like you, I would probably be homeless next month. So thank you, John, for the support. At least that's what some people say. Some people say things are going to start getting repossessed. We'll see how that plays out. But thank you, John. That $20 is very generous, buddy. That's your hard-earned money. I appreciate that support. So thank you for the super chat. Have a good night, my friend. Hope to see you on a future live stream. So we're a couple of guys into this thing. We broke down Christian Conyer. We just wrapped up Jordan Matthews. Coach Jay, overall thoughts. We still got Ricky Gibson coming up next, who's also a 4-star prospect. But what do you think, Christian Conyer, Jordan Matthews, this class of 23? How did Tim Banks, Willie Martinez, Josh Heupel do recruiting the secondary?
I mean, I keep preaching it. I just love this staff's evaluations of football players. I think they've been on point. I'm excited about this class. I'm as excited as I've been about a class in some time. I think their evaluations have been that good. They've been really, really good evaluations. I think the last time we had a class that I liked this well might have been that Shai Tuttle, Khalil McKenzie, Derek Barnett class. But even that class, I feel like there were a couple more holes in this class. So I'm really excited about these evaluations, and we'll see if we can develop them. It's a contract year for Willie Martinez, right? He's got money on the line. Let's see what you got. Early diagnosis is it looked a little tighter in that spring game. I think players like Danico Slaughter are going to benefit from settling in at a position and not having to worry about multiple positions. I think they've been benefiting out of being able to play together and being able to get more practices in. So we'll see what kind of dividends it pays. They got to prove it come season time. It's the only test that matters.
Brad Burnett for 10. Thank you for super chat. GBO, Dorfy, and the rest for Coach Jay. Well, Brad, you're my second favorite Burnett, but I'll take the $10 super chat. We appreciate that support, brother. Let's go ahead and move this thing along. Let's jump into the last prospect of the night, Ricky Gibson. You can see there on the screen, 4-star prospect. And that's the thing. A lot of people talking about Ricky Gibson and Jordan Matthews, but I'm glad. Was it your idea to bring Christian Conyer? Or was it somebody in the chat? I can't even remember who came up with this concept. I think all three dudes are legit. It ain't like it's just Ricky Gibson and Jordan Matthews. Christian Conyer is right there with him. But when you look at the recruiting profiles, Ricky Gibson, 4-star prospect out of Alabama, 5'11 and a half. Might as well call him 6 foot, 165. This thing, Tennessee was in a good spot for Ricky Gibson. And then Georgia started pushing hard and people started to panic. People started to freak out, almost like Ryan Wingo. Tennessee in a good spot. Georgia comes along. People start to panic. People start to freak out. Tennessee still very much in it with Ryan Wingo, just as they were with Ricky Gibson. They get the commitment. You can see there number 35 as a corner overall, top 20 prospect out of Alabama. I'm excited about this one. I thought it was a big time commitment. Probably the biggest win for me was probably Jordan Matthews. Everybody thought he was going to Texas. Everybody. But Ricky Gibson was a big one too, man, just because of that momentum from Georgia. Everybody was nervous and anxious coming down to the wire for the commitment. But let's jump right into it. This is going to be the last one of the night. Let's take a look. Ricky Gibson, 14 seconds. Coach Jay, this is the first play, 13 seconds on your list.
Absolutely. So, right off the bat, we got I can't really tell if it's twins or deuces, but we got two wide receivers to the top side of the screen either way, and a bit of a wing formation. Looks like ace to the other side, so that is twins, not deuces. Everyone in tight, defense using the end zone behind them as another defender. We're not quite in press, but definitely in heads up coverage. You can go ahead and play a couple seconds of this. This is just one of those really hard plays to defend, this quick little 5 and out. Everyone always uses it when you're marching down the field with not a lot of time on the clock. That quick little 5 out, 10 out, get you a first down, get you in striking distance. Guys, I really want you to try to pay attention to Ricky Gibson's hips and his feet. And I know I've been talking about him, but they're very, very special on Ricky Gibson. He's very, very fluid with his hips, and it's just a deadly, deadly weapon. Nice, even, straight up stance right here. And even though he's not the tallest kid, I was seeing that he has a 6'4" wingspan for his size, which is awesome. It makes him a little deceptively rangy for his size. I know Eric Berry was a little rangy for his height. Which hey, don't blow up and say Coach Jay says Ricky Gibson's Eric Berry either. That's
you
not
heard it
what I'm
here
saying.
First. Somebody clip it. Somebody clip it. Put it on Twitter.
Yeah, and you know what's even worse is he has a play that reminds me of Eric a little later in here. So you guys can give me crap about it later. But number 14 certainly is special, as everyone knows he was. Let's go and watch this little 5 and out. Let's watch those hips. Just trust, doesn't get beat by that. Well, dang near picked it too. And, he's got to honor that go. Could be a fade to the corner of the end zone right here. Kind of starts like a fade, rounds it off, cuts underneath, super, super fast. This play we're moving on to right here. Man, I love this play. I could watch this play all day, Vols fans. So what we got here is we got a wide receiver switch against cover 5 zone. Okay, we got deuces to both sides. The deuces on the short side is what we're watching. We're watching Ricky. He's got outside leverage right here, and they're going to run a post wheel switch route. Okay, so the slot receiver, the Y slot wide receiver on the right-hand side is going to run a switch wheel route, and the outside receiver is going to run a post. And what we're going to see here is a really beautiful switch off by Ricky Gibson. He's going to follow that slant. He's going to pass him through the zone to the next coverage. He reads this play so well that he doesn't even need to pin and wheel. His hips are so perfect that he just can open up, stay with it, and beat him to the ball. And Boogie, if you could try to freeze it maybe at 23 seconds, and then we'll watch it one more time, and we'll talk you through the freezes. But pops here, there's the switch, followed the zone, passed him to the safety, peels into the switch. A lot of defenders get sucked in right there, and they've got to completely flip their hips around, pin and wheel, and turn with the wheel route. His hips are so perfect as he shuffles through the coverage. He's already open. He's already here. Now it's like the slot wide receiver is running a wheel route at a bad angle, and he's at a good angle with outside leverage. He made it look extremely easy, and I can tell you this is extremely difficult, high-level stuff from Ricky Gibson, and it gets me fired up. Go ahead and watch the rest of this play, and let's run it back maybe and watch it in real time. Just just where the wide receiver should have been. Once again, cycles through, pops back down for the 5 and out. You know, he guards three routes on that play. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. He's going to see that at the next level. He's going to see that against Alabama. He's going to see that against South Carolina. He's going to see that against everyone at the college level. Awesome stuff.
Kind of surprised
awesome
that quarterback threw the ball because that
he shouldn't
coverage was picture perfect. That coverage
yeah, just throw it away, right?
Yeah, picture perfect coverage. Seth for another 5 says this is for okay. Are we doing this again? Seth for 5 says this is for Coach J. As Coach J leans over to his notepad and takes notes, this is what Boogie owes me.
Mm-hmm.
You know what?
We need drinking money when I'm out there, Boogie. Come on now.
I pay taxes for this. I pay taxes, and then Coach J's like, "Well, you owe me $4.99." I'm like, "Well, I had to pay taxes on that." But appreciate the super chat, Seth. Very generous. My favorite Burnett is here. Brent Burnett is in the chat. What is up, brother? Good to see you in the chat. Glad that you can put some strength into your name because your father is struggling to put some strength in that name. So, Brent, I'm glad.
I thought you meant Kevin Burnett when you said your favorite Burnett earlier.
Yeah, I know. We had that conversation Monday night. I like
right.
Kevin.
I missed it.
I like Kevin. Oh, you didn't see that? Brent
I came in late.
Brent is actually Brad's son. So
okay, gotcha.
That's why he's my favorite Burnett. Although Kevin Burnett, I bought a Kevin Burnett jersey back in the day. See, and this is why Brent's my favorite. Look at him. Dropping a $10 super chat. He drops more money than his dad. Spends way more money. Brent says for $10, this is the door fee. Appreciate that door fee. A lot of people didn't pay it. That's okay. I'll forgive you. If you hit the thumbs up, I will forgive you. But Brent, thank you for the $10. Very generous, brother. We appreciate that support, my man. Thank you for being here. Thank you for hanging out. We are on 119.
Yeah, absolutely. We got Twins once again the bottom side of the screen. We got it looks like the X to the top of the screen and going in motion. What we're going to get here is a speed option, or maybe a poor excuse for a speed option is a better term for it, or better euphemism for it. But it looks like Ricky's watched himself some film. He already looks like he's creeping a little on this formation. And, you know, I think this was at 119 when we started. If you literally go 2 seconds to 121, Ricky's just going to pop right in between the X and the S. Yeah, X and the S, wide receiver, creep, pop in. Yeah, so he's already split them, right? The wide receiver's looking at him at the very, very bottom of the screen thinking, Coach, what the hell do I do? My man's supposed to be in front of me so I can cut him off and block me, and I've already been split, right? Quarterback's going to take his sweet time with this speed option. He needs to press that defensive end and suck in the linebackers, and he kind of does a lackluster job of that. But let's go ahead and watch Ricky shut this play down here and squeeze it down, turn it inside, do what a cornerback's supposed to do. Force it back to the teeth of your defense.
We're going to watch it, but first people are giving you more money. Brent might be my second favorite Burnett now. might be Kevin, then Brent, then Brad. $5 for Coach J. I don't know who started this nonsense on the channel, but it is what it is. Seth is laughing and says, sorry, Boogie. You know, I basically lose money. I pay taxes on money that I give to other people. All right, let's watch this play finish out here. Coming off the corner here, Ricky Gibson.
Yeah, goes ahead and splits them. Circle, yeah. Folds them inside, back to the teeth. Hey, man, it's these little things, right? Just forces this in. D-line does a good job of forcing the pitch. Quarterback does a bad job, but Ricky does a great job of keeping that play honest. And now here we got our special teams play, our token special teams play from Ricky. We can see the wingman step down as they are taught to do at the high school level, and this kid is certainly no different. And just a great angle and speed. angle. I feel like I'm having deja vu because I just said it about Jordan, but let's see what we got.
I'm laughing at the chat. All right, here we go.
Yeah, they're funny. Just speed. Man, he was there early. He dang near could have taken off his foot and ran with it. Just an awesome job. And we see the speed is changing at Tennessee. What's been missing at the Tennessee defense? The speed of Arian Carter, the speed of Rickey Gibson, the speed of Christian Conyer, the speed of Jordan Matthews, the speed of someone even like a Terlander inside, and Hobbs in the interior. There is speed coming to Knoxville, and not only speed, but size and speed and athleticism coming to Knoxville. And if we can get this defense humming, get ready for fireworks.
Athleticism is the word. Like every scouting report, every time I do a video on a kid and I read the scouting report, whether it be 247 on 3, whatever, it's always athleticism, man. And it's like you said, SEC speed. We've been missing it, man. We have been missing that elite level speed. We got a couple more plays here for Ricky Gibson, guys. If you haven't already, most of you guys probably already have by now. Smash the thumbs up. We would appreciate it. We'll be back, not this coming Sunday, but the Sunday after with another film breakdown. So be looking forward for that. We got a couple plays here left. What do you see here, Coach Jay?
We got a tight bunch, pistol formation, maybe not a tight bunch, stack bunch at that. But we're going to get straight power gap ISO, good old school football. We see Ricky at the top of the screen. And, I try to show some mirror images of things for you guys. And just thinking back to a couple minutes ago of the Conyer and Matthews film, we had a touchdown saving play where they were kind of held up on it. We're going to get something kind of similar here. Ricky's responsibility is to turn this play inside. It happens. He does his job. And hey, the ISO bust, right? Ricky does a great job of not giving up on this play. He chases it down, and just the manner of which he strips the ball, like I was talking about earlier, reminds me a little bit of Eric Berry. I had a couple of these funny backside strips over the middle. I was just watching his highlight film recently after I watched this, because I was like, man, I swear I saw Eric do this a couple times, and certainly he did in 3 or 4 instances, and that definitely reminds me of it. But go ahead and let a second or two run, and we can watch him attack the outside shoulder of number 4, the X wide receiver. He's already pulled this play inside. The running back's got some cutback lanes. Let's go ahead and watch him get through it and watch the chase down. He's being held there once again. Pulls off the hold, doesn't give up. Nice little backside punch, just takes the ball right away. Actually, if you watch the very next play, Boogie, you'll see it from the other angle. If you want to just let it play, you'll see it from the other angle. Bust out, and just this funny little rip punch from the back end. Brilliant play. And yeah, they don't get the ball on that one, but you're going to get a lot of those. You're going to get rewarded for hustle 9 times out of 10 times. Love it. I love the energy. I love that we got kids that want to compete. On this play, looks like we got the X coming on a sweep, so like a jet sweep. Maybe we'll call it an X-wing sweep for all you Star Wars lovers out there. May the 4th coming up. We got Ricky down low on this play. I love this play. He feints like he's going to split the blockers here, but he knows he's got to squeeze. So he fakes splitting them, takes away the inside, pops back outside, and if you freeze it at 304, you'll see the X wide receiver rethink his life a little. Let's go ahead and take a quick look at that. Maybe pops out. I don't think I want to go that way anymore. I think I saw my mom back in the bleachers the other way. I'm going to take off that way, but I'm not faster than Ricky Gibson. And a nice face rub in the dirt after to show you disapproved of him chickening out and running away from you. Guys, I'm excited about it. And if you could do me a favor in the chat, I think all three of these kids are going to have amazing careers. But go ahead and drop in, Conyers, Matthews, or Gibson. Let me know in the chat who you think will have the biggest volunteer career. Who you guys got? I want to know. Go ahead and drop them in, please. I'm very interested in your all opinion. Boogie, I'll pose the same question to you.
I swear, maybe it's because I like the underdog. I'm such a fan of Christian Conyer, man. I love that kid. I think he's got that dog. I think he seeing him make that play in the spring game may have excited me more than anything else I saw, which is crazy. We got to see Nico. We got to see Cam Seldon. We got to see all this stuff on offense. When I saw that play from Christian Conyer, I was like, that's the validation I need. That is a true freshman. That is an early enrollee. This kid should be going to his high school prom, but he's playing in the spring game, and he's getting that pass breakup that leads to an interception. I'm excited about all of them, man. Like, as we go through the film and look, I've watched film on all three of these kids. I followed all of their recruitment. I know who they are, where they come from, what they're about. I like all three of them. I keep telling people when they ask about recruiting, I'm like, Tennessee got three true legitimate corners, not just like Boo Carter. And no disrespect to Boo, I think Boo. I'm about to make a video on him from his 7-on-7 film that just came out. How in the world can you not play the kid on offense? And I know we sat here and said you got to play him on defense. That's a special kid, but I watched these and I'm like, they're three legitimate corners. I just love me some Christian Conyer, man. I love me some Christian Conyer.
Yeah, and I think I saw the BYU corner in gosh, forgive me for forgetting the name of the series. I've been gone a month, but the Austin Price does that show where he interviews players.
Ball Club Confidential.
And he
so
did the two BYU kids, and he said, once Christian really puts it together mentally, the sky's the limit. And his athleticism and size, he might have the best upside of all three of them. For me, just right now, who do I think's the most ready today? I think maybe Gibson, but it's close. And there is no wrong answer. Whoever put Matthews in the chat, you're right. Whoever put Conyer in the chat, you're right. And whoever put Gibson is right.
That's
it's
the fun thing is
impossible to pick a winner.
It's almost split. It's almost like probably a little less Christian Conyer, but a lot of Gibson and Matthews in the chat.
Yeah. They are all special kids. Will they all end up being special? Who knows? Football's a crazy game. You got to stay healthy. You got to keep developing. It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun to watch, and I'm certainly excited for all three of these kids. And we'll be watching their career with great enthusiasm, Boogie.
All right, fellas, that is a wrap. Ricky Gibson, Christian Conyer, Jordan Matthews. If you're watching this on the replay, leave us a comment. Let us know, who do you think? Who are you the most excited about? Put it in the comment section. We would appreciate that. Go check out the merch, bonfire.com/store/Talkin VAWLS. Also, you can become a member of the channel. Hit the join button down below. There is also a link pinned to the top of the live chat. It's $1 a month. We would appreciate that support. Man, I love getting on here and listening to Coach Jay break down film. It's always a good time. We're bringing it back to you. Nothing coming this Sunday, but the Sunday after that, we're going to try to get back into the grind of doing that. I got tons of recruiting news coming up. I didn't have anything to talk about this morning, so I just put out the Joe Milton orange and white game, but I got some fun stuff to talk about. Tomorrow, I got some stuff going on in the morning, so video will probably come up hopefully around lunchtime. Be looking for that. And then moving forward, we got some stuff coming Friday, probably Saturday, maybe even Sunday. Who knows? Live every single Monday night, trying to get together with BVD and Sports Talk Jay. Bring you guys as much content as possible as we bleed into the season this fall. Got so much fun stuff. Morning shows with BVD, morning shows with Coach Jay. I just talked to Eric Kane today, sent me a text. Going to be jumping on Locked On Vols coming up soon. So make sure you guys tune in, get in where you fit in. But that's going to do it for this one. Appreciate the support. As always, thanks to Coach Jay. My name is Boogie Bentley. This is the Talkin VAWLS Network. Go Big Orange.
songs. How like being poets at an arcade, soaking moonlit falls, unbroken past the sit updated or that we call home, and it's night and I'm alone and